Okay, so here's an example where we've got two types of firms with two different cost functions, and there are 100 of the first type with the first cost function and 20 with the second cost type. So, and we want to find the industry supply, but we're told first what you need to do is find the individual supply for each market. So we don't need this information yet. Put that in a box, set it aside. So what we need to realize is we're going to say price is equal to marginal cost, and then we want to solve for Q. So for type 1 firms, marginal cost is equal to 4Q. Okay? Set that equal to price, solve for Q, and we get Q is equal to P divided by 4. That's the individual supply from type 1 firms. For type 2, we've got marginal cost is equal to, we need to take the derivative of this guy. Okay, the derivative of the 5 is 0, doesn't play into it. The derivative of this is 2 times 1/2, which is just Q to the power of 1. And then we have the derivative of this, which is plus 1. Okay, so we need to set this equal to P, and we're going to solve for, this is Q2, Q2. And we get that it's equal to P minus 1. Okay, so let's think about sort of what each of these firms looks like. Firm 1, their supply curve looks kind of like this. It starts at 0 and it goes up at a slope of 1/4. Okay? Firm 2 is a little different. Okay? They've got supply as P minus 1, which means that unless the price is equal to 1, they don't actually supply anything, because otherwise we would get a negative number, and firms don't supply negative amounts of inputs. Okay, if that's the once they get that though, they have a steeper slope, something like this. Okay, this is firm 2, and so when we combine these two markets, we get kind of something a little funny. All right, for a price less than 1, we end up with, we have basically all of the supplies from these guys. Okay. So for that case, Q is equal to 100 times Q1. And for P greater than or equal to 1, Q is equal to 100 times Q1 as before. But now we add in the contribution of these other guys who only sort of turn on once the price hits 1. Okay? And so we end up with kind of a funny function. The first one is 100 times P over 4. So Q is equal to 100 times P divided by 4 if P is less than 1. Otherwise, it's equal to 100 times P over 4 plus 20 times P minus 1 if P is greater than or equal to 1. We can simplify that a little bit, and we get our final sort of supply. 100 times P over 4 is 25 times P if P is less than or equal to 1. And we should do it this way. It's equal to 25P plus 20P minus 20. Or it's equal to basically 45P minus 20 if P is greater than or equal to 1. Okay? So, yeah. Notice that if P is exactly equal to 1, we get this second equation is 45 times 1, which is 45, minus 20, which is still 25. And if up here, if we've got P equal to 1, we have 25. So there's no like jump, but there's a change in slope, basically. So at the price of 1, you know, it looks something like this, where we've got a slope of 25, and then above that, the slope steepens. And this is our individual, this is the market supply now. Okay? That's how you do these things.